When I was a kid, I was raised in rural South Central Kentucky, which was a beautiful place to be as a child, mainly because I had the forest and obviously a great imagination as a kid. My brother and I would go out and explore nature, get to see the animals, and get to see the wilderness virtually untouched um, by, by most humans. You know, there was no buildings or anything like that on it. It was just trees and grass, just total amazing nature. When I moved away, whenever I was 15, um, didn't really think much of it. Thought that that would just always be there. You know, I took my son by there a few years ago, and I was absolutely devastated by what that I saw. Um, on our old property, it had we had sold it, and the new owners had completely allowed someone to come in there and log it, which is basically deforest it, where that they just come in and cut down the trees that they want, leave brush, and just leave it a total mess. And it was just, 40 acres of, um, wasteland that you really couldn't do anything with. That was just totally torn apart, and this truly devastated me. Another thing that devastated me was that 5 or 6 miles down the road, where that I had lots of good friends that I went to school with, rode the bus with, stuff like that. There was a landfill built right there where that I remembered these houses being, and that all this garbage and stuff like that was being dumped in there, and it was just so foul and so disgusting. It just smelled terrible to me. And I remember getting out of the car and looking at everything and remembering the way that it used to be, and just this pungent odor of just garbage that was just terrible, just filled my nostrils. And it was something that I really just couldn't take. And from then on, I realized, I really think that we should do something about this as a country. We really need to get behind this, because our, ourselves, we need nature. Um, a lot of animals, that's their ecosystem that they depend on and that they thrive in every single day. And our children and our grandchildren, I think that they need that as well, to be able to explore nature and get to see it as more than just, a city park or something like that. Get to see real, actual nature. Um, it has been said that America's landfills, as they are right now, if we don't build anymore, which really we don't have a whole lot of room to build anymore, are going to be filled up in 25 years if we keep throwing away trash and stuff like that we are right now. A lot of America has been deforested. They've came in and cut down a lot of trees, and a lot of times people will come in, and just get it for paper or things that could be easily made with recyclable goods. And that's what I think that our solution is to begin recycling more. And I think that we can all do that as a country. It's really painless. I personally love recycling. I feel like I'm doing such a great thing whenever that I do it, or whenever that I can encourage someone else to do it. I've worked at 2 companies, both of which that I've got to start recycling very heavily. They went from throwing away probably about 10 cans of garbage a week to throwing away 2 cans of garbage a week, and the rest of it's getting recycled. And they're doing a great thing. They're getting tax credit for it, which is great for the business, and it's great for everyone. It's great for the environment. The city makes a little bit of money off of it. It's just wonderful. One of the ways that the city of Cleveland is doing it, which it's kind of humorous, but sometimes it works if you do things this way. They have actually enacted an RFID tag on the trash cans, to where that if you're not recycling, that you will get punished if they come by and see that you're throwing away things that could be recycled, or what have you, stuff like that, which is a little bit extreme. If you're going to get punished for not recycling, I think the true solution is to encourage recycling by giving rewards to those who do recycle. And what better way to motivate people than with money? The community of Cherry Hill in New Jersey has not exactly started giving back money for it, because that would kind of be hard, but they've started giving points. I think that this is a tremendous idea, and I really think that we could all do this nationwide. I think that it would just be a wonderful thing. The way that Cherry Hill does it is that if you recycle by weight, say you recycle 1 can a week, that equivalates to 5 points, just say. Those 5 points, you can take it to retailers that will accept those 5 points. And as it is right now, those retailers are just doing it because they want to, because that they want the, they like the idea of a green business and stuff like that, which a lot of businesses are going to that, but some businesses are still reluctant to do something like that. And I think the way that you could make those businesses more likely to adapt to that would be for the government to say, hey, if you guys do this, we'll give you a little bit of a tax break. If you guys take these points, we'll give you a tax break. That way that the business owner wins, the community wins because they get things recycled. The city government wins because they're essentially getting money for scrap metal, stuff like that they can recycle. And just everyone wins. The environment wins, which ultimately we win. It's just a win, 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 win. And so I think that that's something that we could do that would save the environment, that could really help. Like I say, for not only for ourselves in our generation, but for our children's generation and our grandchildren's generation, who are very, very, very dependent that we do the responsible thing by protecting our environment, which is going to be their environment, 60, 70 years down the road. And I think that that's something that we should all keep in mind, is that once that we leave this world behind, we need to leave it in a better shape than what we found it in. And we need to promote responsible waste and stuff like that. So I really think that would help us. I think it would help businesses, and also think they would help the local governments and the state governments to be more efficient.